Hi everyone, this is Usha Pandit, your Mindsprings English teacher. Today we are going to do some exercises with gerunds and participles. I had already done a video showing you what is the difference, and today I thought let me do some exercises with you so that it is very clear to you. If you are on my channel for the first time, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you press the bell notification and you put your comments in the comments box. Share this video. We have great books. There is Language with Ease, which has got a lot of exercises, and you are going to be amazing if you do them. The answer keys are on Kindle with huge explanations. So, even if you are doing a competitive exam, this is a great book for you to work with. The 6th and 7th books are the most difficult books also, and they are amazing in terms of practice. So, go for it. Available on Amazon and on our website. So, now that I put that aside, let us start with the exercises. Before I do them, let me remind you what I told you last time. One of the best ways to decide whether a phrase, a big phrase, is a gerund or a participle. If it is a single word, it is not so difficult, but when they come as phrases, long phrases, sometimes you have a gerund sitting inside a participle phrase or a participle sitting inside a gerund phrase. When you get that sort of problems, people get very confused. And I told you that the way in which you differentiate a gerund from a participle is this. Take that whole phrase and substitute it with the word something, or you substitute it with a pronoun like it, impersonal pronoun, or you take a demonstrative pronoun like this or that, and if you put one of these and read the sentence, it will make complete sense. If it is a participle and you do this, it will sound like nonsense, and vice versa. For participles, what you have is in front of the ing word, you put a who was or which was, and it will expand into what we call an adjectival clause. Similarly, if it is an adverbial clause that is being reduced, the participles are always reductions, then if you put because, after, if, although, one of those adverbial markers, then that sentence will split into two, and that clause, adverbial clause, will become very clear to you. Okay? So, this is one of those things to remember. Again, in a participle clause, if you go and say something, it, this, that, it will sound like nonsense. So, you will know 100% whether it is a gerund or a participle, because this is a big problem for a lot of people to identify, and even teachers make a lot of mistakes. So, there you go. So, this is what we have. Now, what happens with gerunds is that they are nouns and they behave like nouns. So, what are the features of a noun? A noun basically comes as a subject or an object. It sometimes comes as a complement, and more importantly, the noun is, if you have a preposition, the ing word after it is always a gerund, because prepositions are governed by, nouns are governed by prepositions, or rather, or we can say that nouns are follow prepositions, right. So, therefore, prepositions and nouns are married. So, if you have an ing word after a preposition, it is going to be a gerund, but that does not mean it is going to be a gerund phrase. It is possible that with that preposition and gerund are sitting inside a participle phrase. So, these are some of the complications of grammar. Similarly, if you look at his, a possessive adjective like his bag, his shirt, his table, his office, you could say his bodybuilding, his sleeping, his working, you could do this. All those are gerunds always, because after an adjective you will always have a noun. So, if this is out of the way, I have revised this once with you, this is what I have done in that video. So, take a look at it, but today let us do exercises with all the stuff that we have learnt. Everything in grammar is about practice. Okay? If you do not practice, you will not catch it. You will understand it, You might even remember it for a short time, but you will soon forget, and later on you will get confused. But if you do some exercises for a few months, it will become permanent and you will never forget it. This is also another fact about study. So, let us do some exercises. So, the first one I have got there is weightlifting has always helped his bodybuilding. So, you have got two ing words here, you have got one here, right, and you have got one here. Now, we already said that his bodybuilding, so this is a gerund, but what about weightlifting? Now, you will notice that after weightlifting, the first thing that you are hitting there is a verb. What did we say when we did that exercise? That if you have the gerund or if you have a word, ing word that comes as a subject of a verb, it is always going to be a gerund. Now, if you look at this as a phrase, weightlifting therefore has always helped. So, what has helped? Weightlifting. If you ask the question also, you will get a noun, and if you say something has helped, it will work. It has always helped, it will work. This has always helped, it will work. So, it will make sense. But if I want to say who was weightlifting has always, it will sound like nonsense, doesn't it? So, just put these two things and check, that is it, and it is done. In fact, I have half a mind not to do these sentences and to tell you, come on, you work it out, because it is so easy. Second one is sitting at home all day, I was bored. So, what do you have here? Now, if you do a finger check like I told you to do, and if you take this and you say sitting, you will hit I. You are not hitting a verb like you hit there, you are hitting a I, which is a pronoun, and therefore, you will immediately know that it is a participle, because if it was a gerund, it would have hit a verb. But here you have got I and was, which is the verb, the subject is I, the subject is not sitting. You are not saying sitting was bored, are you? No, you are saying I was bored, I is the subject. Sitting at home all day, what you are trying to say is I who was sitting at home all day. See, it will make sense. So, it could be an adjectival one, or if I decide to say because, I was bored because of sitting at home, even then that will make sense, it will be adverbial. Very often you can't tell whether it is adjectival or adverbial, it is very hard, because this sentence is a single sentence, you do not know how they split it. What was it before? Did they mean it adverbially? Did they mean it adjectively? You do not know, and it can be either one of the two, but it is definitely not a gerund. That is 100% sure. It is a participle. Whether it is adverbial or adjectival, we can work out. Let us look at the next one. Students arriving after the bell will be marked late. Very often when you get a sentence like this, what is your main clause here? Students will be marked late. That is your sentence basically. This arriving after the bell does not seem to have a verb. So, it is not, there is no sentence there, it is only a phrase, arriving after the bell. So, what is it? Is it a gerund or a participle? A lot of people get confused when these things come in the middle. As I said, put this rule, students who arrive, you can't say who arriving, who arrive after the bell will be marked late, it is a participle, very easy. Suppose if I say it is a gerund, can I say students something will be marked late, students it will be marked late? I cannot, and therefore I know. Similarly, finding work hard, Samir employed more staff. Finding work hard, Samir employed more staff. So, what should it be? Should it be a gerund or a participle? Can I say something Samir employed, or should I say Samir who was finding work hard? Participle. Or I can say because Samir found work hard, obviously I cannot keep it finding when I say who was. or I can say Samir, who was finding work hard, employed. I can use who was, right. Okay, the women were busy working all day, with working all day. So, because I have got a with there, I am saying this is a gerund because it is after a preposition. The women were busy working all day. So, what is this with working all day? The women were busy is my main clause. With working all day, with something, and therefore it is a gerund phrase because I am saying with the women were busy with something. With it, if I do this, it will make perfect sense. The women were busy because they were working all day is hard because I will have to put too many words there. So, with the women were busy with something makes more sense, it is a gerund phrase. Wearing a sari for work was cumbersome while travelling. Now, you have got a phrase here, wearing a sari for work. Something was cumbersome, it was cumbersome. So, therefore, I will get my gerund phrase. If I do a finger check, I will start with wearing a sari, phrase, and I will hit was, verb. Exactly what I did there, see. This is a long one, that is a short word, that is a gerund, compound word there gerund, and this is a long phrase, but both of them go and hit the verb, and therefore they are gerunds. And I can change it with something. While travelling, what is this travelling? What is while? When travelling, isn't it? Instead of while, am I going to say when travelling? When I was travelling, and therefore this here is a participle. While travelling, when I was travelling. That is how it will expand. Very often, if you expand it, you will get the correct phrase. You will understand whether it is an adverb or whether it is an adjective. This, can I say while something, is a bit hard. When I was travelling is more likely, right. Okay. Now, if this had not been while and if I had written for travelling, then this is clearly a gerund because for is a preposition. There you go. Performing to a packed hall, Ram received thundering applause. Now, look at this thundering here. It is a clear adjective. Thundering applause, big applause, I can substitute it with an ordinary adjective and it will work. And therefore, thundering is straight away an adjective and therefore, it is a participle. But performing to a hall, let us do the finger check. Performing to a packed hall, I can say in the middle of the city, I can make it into a long phrase. What am I hitting? I am hitting Ram. What is Ram? Ram is not a verb. And therefore, this is going to be a participle phrase. Ram who was performing or when Ram was performing, it can be either adverbial or adjectival, but performing to a packed hall, Ram, I have hit Ram and therefore it is a participle. Received a thundering applause. Let us look at how we could have changed this one. Let us change it into a gerund. What should we do? We will have to use a verb. So, instead of this Ram, if I had made, let me put a verb there, let me say made. Performing to a packed hall made Ram very happy. Now, what have I done? Now, it has gone and hit a verb. Then this will be a gerund. So, just looking at it, you can either be a gerund or a participle. You have to do whether it is hitting a verb, whether it is a subject of a verb or whether it is telling you more about the subject, which is Ram. Ram received. Performing to a packed hall did not receive, Ram received. Let us take another one. Let us say wearing a sari for work has already got a verb. How can we make it into a participle? We should put a noun there. So, wearing a sari for work, let us say Sushma, let me put a noun there. Sushma felt very uncomfortable. Sushma, who was wearing a sari for work, felt very uncomfortable. Finished, it's become. Let's take this one. The women were busy with working all day. Now this does not seem to have doesn't seem to have two clauses, so we'll leave it alone. Let's take this one, this is a better one. Finding work hard, we have hit Samir, so it became a participle. Let's make this a verb now. What should we put? Finding work hard was impossible. I wouldn't put hard there, I would say finding work was impossible. Now if I do this, then finding work becomes a gerund phrase. Students arriving after the bell will be marked late. I want to change this now. Arriving after the bell is a participle phrase. So how can we change it into a gerund phrase? We will have to take arriving after the bell and then you will have to put a verb here. We will have to think of a verb and then complete the sentence. That is all you need to do. Sitting at home all day, I was bored. Again, sitting at home all day was, we said, a participle phrase because it is telling you more about I. If I want to change it into a gerund, I will have to put a verb here. So what should I put? Sitting at home all day became, let's put became, horrible or became a very boring day, or became, sitting at home all day became tiresome. I can put an adjective after it and it will become a gerund phrase because it is hitting a verb. So I hope you understood this lesson. I am going to put some in the description box. I am going to put some stem sentences. So I will just put just this sentence, I will put just the stem, and I want you to change it into a gerund and I want you to change it into a participle. That is your exercise. The minute you start changing your, you make your own sentences for gerunds and participles, you will become amazing. You will understand it perfectly. Also think of the links. Can I put who was, or can I connect it with something like this? I can even put when, isn't it? When. Can I put a when or a because or something and make it adverbial? Just understand it properly. What you need to know in these kind of sentences, there were originally two sentences and they have split it. What are you doing when you do synthesis of sentences? They are giving you the split sentences and they are asking you to join it like this. That is what they are doing basically. This is what is called combination of sentences. This is what you do when you transform sentences from complex to simple. So today you have learnt a wonderful lesson from me. I am going to give you those exercises. Make sure you solve them and you tell me how amazing you were, and that will make me really happy. More exercises and more stuff that you want, remember that on our community we are putting a lot of exercises. I think every week we do different kinds of exercises. Please go there and take a look at the exercises that we give you, so that you are constantly also in grammar practice whenever you visit the Mind Springs English Teacher on our YouTube channel. So I love doing that for you. I have been waiting to do this lesson for a long time. So till we meet again guys, keep smiling.